Well, good morning, everybody. You know, last weekend we launched this new series, Undaunted, based on the biblical book of 2 Corinthians. And I want to tell you today one truth that you're going to see in this book over and over again. Don't miss this. This is huge, but I almost hate to bring it up because I know it's going to throw some of you for a loop. And it's this: we must develop a willingness to embrace suffering. You say, what? I want to show you something that you may have never seen before. In the book of Acts, do you remember Paul had been an enemy of the Jesus movement? Then he's converted, and the Lord Jesus appears to a disciple named Ananias and says, "Go, this man is my chosen instrument to carry my name before the Gentiles and their kings and before the people of Israel. Now watch this. I will show him how much he must suffer for my name." Paul was told here in advance that he is going to have to suffer. And it's not like God had some kind of a vendetta against Paul. I don't want you to miss this crucial point. Paul's accomplishments and his suffering went together. His suffering shaped his ministry in amazing ways. That was true for Paul, and it will be true for you too. As Paul himself said to the Philippians, "For it has been granted to you that for the sake of Christ, you should not only believe in him, but also suffer for his sake." Isn't that encouraging? You're going to suffer. Why is that important to hear? You know, most of us want to do the kinds of things Paul did without having to go through the kinds of things Paul went through, and it just doesn't work like that. If you really want to be used greatly by God, accept this now. There are times you're going to come to the end of yourself. Times you're just going to be exhausted. Times you're going to be so tired. Times you're even going to be betrayed. But that's part of what God will use to grow you. Maybe you're saying, "I don't know about this." Listen, suffering is a package that is going to be delivered to your doorstep many times in your life. And you can either choose to embrace it as something God is going to use in your life to produce great ministry, or it's going to remain just absurd and annoying. You have to be willing to get to the point Paul got to at the end of 2 Corinthians, where he says, "That's why I take pleasure in my weaknesses and in the insults, hardships, persecutions, and troubles that I suffer for Christ. For when I am weak, then I am strong." You know, you could put it this way. As human beings, we are all destined to suffer, right? Because we're human. But as believers, we're also destined to win. Those are both true. Teach just one of those truths and you have an unbalanced view of life. But we're all both destined to suffer and destined to win. There are going to be crucifixions in all of our lives, and they're terrible, but they will turn into resurrections. That is the Christian view of life. Remember that. And all your days will have the larger perspective that will help you remain undaunted. And I will see you this weekend, either in person or via live stream, for part 2 of our new series. God bless.